Welcome to Managing Anxiety, a video recording by South West London St George's Recovery College. My name is Stella and I'm a peer trainer here at the Recovery College and have lived with anxiety for over 30 years. I've learned several techniques to successfully manage it, enabling me to enjoy a fulfilling life alongside my anxiety. It may be helpful to have a pen and some paper handy, just to jot down any tools or tips. With practice, we can learn to manage anxiety and reduce its negative impact. This video will look at some ways to do that. If you would like to learn more about anxiety, there is an Understanding Anxiety course on our home learning website. Anxiety is normal and very common. It's our body's way of responding to worry or fear, a natural response to stresses in our lives. And although it is a natural response, it becomes a problem when it has a constant negative impact on our lives. At its worst, I would get anxious about going shopping. When I was in the shop, it would lead to me having panic attacks and either be stuck to the spot in tears or leaving my groceries and running for the exit. It continued in a ripple effect, making socialising and travelling impossible. That was when I knew I needed help. Take a minute and just think about how you would describe how your anxiety affects you. Maybe jot it down. We need to know how and when we experience anxiety before we can take steps towards managing it. If we can be aware of what triggers our anxiety and how we experience it, then we can explore different techniques to reduce its impact. Self-awareness really is the key to positive self-management. When I'm giving a presentation to a large group of people I don't know, I get an increased heartbeat, sweaty palms, a dry mouth, and if they include other professionals, the anxiety ramps up, giving me a churning stomach as well. A good idea is to keep an anxiety diary. Start with keeping a log over a short period of time, initially a few days or just a week. What was it that caused you to experience anxiety? It may be your thoughts, a particular person, the environment you were in, or possibly finances. There are so many different triggers. Try to pinpoint your own. How does it affect you? Again, this will be very individual, but here are some common examples. A churning stomach, tingling in the fingers, a dry mouth, racing heartbeat, sweating, nausea, a feeling of dread, being tearful, or maybe experiencing chest pain. Make a note of your own experience in your diary. Did anything help? Maybe you were able to leave the room. Sit quietly somewhere until you feel calmer. Tell yourself that this will pass. Just keep a note of anything you were able to do in the moment. A diary is a good tool for reflection, and we may become more aware of common denominators. Maybe a certain person is included repeatedly in your diary, or a certain thought or worry. A toolbox is somewhere to store all the things that support your self-management. So what to put in your toolbox? Well, that's up to you, what you include. Some suggestions from others dealing with anxiety have included jigsaw puzzles, colouring books, maybe baking, knitting or crochet, crosswords or word search puzzles, some form of creativity or a hobby, Lego, maybe a favourite scent, a photograph album, a journal. The list really is endless, and it's up to you to personalise what's in yours. Just take some time now to make a note of anything you know helps to manage your anxiety. Challenging anxious and worrying thoughts. Thoughts are just that. When we know we are caught on the hamster wheel, Take a breath and recognize that it is a thought. Challenge the thought in a realistic and balanced way, or simply say to yourself, here we go again. It's just another bad thought. And take your focus out from your head into something physical. Sometimes it's enough for me to make a cup of tea. It takes my mind away from my thoughts and into doing something physical. Another way I can deal with worrying thoughts is to imagine I'm sitting on a riverbank and just watch them float by, simply observing them and not getting caught up in them. Let's look at how relaxation, meditation, and mindfulness can help with managing anxiety. Breathing exercises can be an extremely quick and effective way to challenge anxiety in lots of different environments. For example, the workplace, public transport, shopping, social gatherings. Relaxation exercises need to have time set aside to complete and have many benefits, not just managing anxiety. If you are having trouble sleeping, a progressive muscle relaxation can be a good aid to getting you off to sleep. Mindfulness and meditation can become part of our life skills, not just for managing issues, but gaining a different perspective on life. There are some meditation scripts you can listen to on the Home Learning website, as well as breathing exercise videos. So take a look and give them a try. You may decide to include these in your toolbox. Let's consider our exercise, diet, and sleep. When we're anxious, our breathing is shallow and not deep breaths. One of the benefits of exercise is that we can breathe deeper, enabling us to regulate our breathing, which can really help with managing anxiety, as well as being good for our heart and muscle strength. Exercise doesn't have to be going to the gym or pounding the pavement. It's about finding a way to increase your heart rate in a way that suits you. It may be going for a brisk walk, doing some gardening, moving quicker with the hoover, or dancing to your favourite music. A healthy balanced diet can avoid the peaks and troughs of too much sugar and caffeine, both of which can increase anxiety. If you are finding it difficult to get off to sleep or wake up feeling refreshed, consider if you have a healthy sleep routine. It may not be only the anxiety impacting on your sleep, but a combination, including an unbalanced diet and too little exercise. We can't change everything at once. When I made the first change, it was to stop drinking Coke Zero. I thought I was being really healthy, as it had 0 calories, but it was the caffeine boosting my anxiety that hadn't occurred to me. I felt so good by taking control and not drinking it anymore. Try to think of one thing that you could change or add in to your daily routine. Here's something else to consider putting in your toolbox. It's called a grounding exercise. Simple to remember as it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So when experiencing a bout of anxiety, give it a go. Look around at 5 things you can see. Then find 4 things that you can touch. Listen out for 3 things you can hear. Identify 2 things you can smell. And 1 thing that you can taste. It can be really helpful in pressing the pause button when we feel that lack of control that sometimes accompanies anxiety. Give it a go. You won't know unless you try. Sometimes with anxiety, we can be caught up in the moment and can't recall what can help us. So it can be useful to make a little reminder card to keep in our wallet or purse. This one says, when anxiety strikes, I can try. a short breathing exercise, stepping out of the room for 5 minutes, turning off my mobile phone, the grounding exercise, or eating a sweet mindfully. This is just an example of how you can identify your own tools, and putting them on a card to have with you can feel reassuring. We have looked at some self-management tools, and I hope you have found the information helpful. Remember, you are your own expert on how anxiety impacts on your life and the things that can help you to better manage it. It may be the first time you have engaged with the Recovery College and this is new to you, or you may be an existing student who is updating their self-management tools. Either way, be assured that we can all take back control of our lives from our mental health issues with the right tools for us.